Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ebonie, and I'm a dynamic, internationally recognized leader in the holistic career coach industry. And today's webinar is going to address the 6 key milestone process my clients use to successfully obtain fulfilling career opportunities to land the position of your dreams. Now, you are in the right place if you are a female college graduate looking to quickly identify which career opportunities are the best fit and most aligned with your personality type, your values, your needs, and long-term goals to secure fulfilling, meaningful, and purposeful opportunities. This is going to limit the need to jump from job to job looking for the right fit. Now, due to the stress and overwhelm that's associated with identifying the best fit career opportunities, we provide an in-depth, engaging career experience with you so that you can maneuver through the current trends in the corporate career selection process. You know that you are the best, competent, and highly skilled employee that company needs. So today, you're going to learn how to gain the clarity necessary to sell yourself effectively. That's the key word, effectively, throughout the entire career search process in an effort to limit witnessing those who are less qualified than you and less desirable get the position of your dreams. Not only do you want to be perceived as the best fit for the opportunity, but you also want to receive the salary that matches your value and worth for the position. So does this sound like you? Do you consistently land opportunities that are perhaps new and fun and exciting at first? And then once the novelty wears off, you're left feeling stagnant, bored, waiting for the weekends. The best part of your day is the time that you can clock out just to sit in rush hour traffic and go home to your family. Do you feel like you should be further ahead? And what's actually happening is that you're falling behind your goals compared to where your mates are. And you're often getting passed over for opportunities that you desire to those who are less qualified than you. Are you finding that you're not able to fully articulate your worth during the salary negotiation process and command the salary that you know you deserve for your skills, expertise, and talent without it sounding like you just want to purchase a new pair of shoes or go on a new vacation every year? And are you finding that you're submitting so many applications and resumes just to be turned down and not even noticed by hiring managers because you simply don't know which keywords companies are looking for on your resume? Even if you were to secure the interview, and even if they found you a good fit in the beginning, they call you in for another interview or multiple interviews, and it's taking so much time away from your valuable time. You get to your third or fifth interview just to receive that nasty email saying, "I'm sorry, thank you for your time, but we decided to go with another candidate." And then you're left feeling, well, what did I do wrong? But instead of learning what you did wrong, you consistently go through this job search process again, completing application after application, just to continuously get turned down for opportunities that you know you deserve and deserve it now. Today, we're going to talk about 6 milestones that I'm going to help walk you through. I'm going to customize this opportunity for you to make sure that you're getting exactly what you need and identify areas and holes in the process where perhaps you're left feeling, what did I do wrong? When you can be left feeling, thinking to yourself, amazing, I finally landed the opportunity of my dreams. And it's all because I knew exactly which actions to take during the job search process. Before we can get started in even understanding how to obtain the job of our dreams, we first need to know our worth. Now, if you don't know your worth, you're unable to decide on which jobs are the most fulfilling. And you're unable to decide what's going to allow you to feel good when you walk into that building every morning to start your workday. After some time, you're going to find that you're bored. You dislike going to work. You dislike sitting in traffic. You dislike the feeling of, I have to report to my manager and I have to hear all the things that I'm doing wrong. And it's only because I can't stand being here. It's not because I'm a terrible person. I just can't stand my work environment. When you don't know your worth, you're unable to maintain good quality relationships with management and leadership. And most often, you're going to be passed over for promotion opportunities because there's a disconnect between you and management. If you also get this wrong, you're unable to create new fulfilling projects that are aligned with your goals and your values. You're also unable to recognize the transferable skills that you possess, that you've been accumulating over the years for future career opportunities. And you'll continuously choose dead-end jobs, repeating unproductive patterns once the novelty and newness wears off. However, when you do get this right, when you understand your worth, when you understand your significant value to this world, you're going to be able to quickly identify which career opportunities are the best fit for your personality type, your values, your needs, and your long-term goals. And you will secure aligned, fulfilling opportunities that will limit the need for you to jump from job to job looking for the right fit. So, have you heard about my recent client, Frances? Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love Frances. From the beginning, she has always implemented what I suggested, and her whole life has completely transformed. Before working with me, Frances always settled for less than ideal jobs because she just didn't know how to convey her worth. She often listened to the opinions of others that didn't always give the best advice for her circumstances. Instead, they gave her the same lame excuses that they also told themselves about why it's okay to settle. However, she knew that something was wrong about following the pack and decided to work with me so that she could stop landing dead-end opportunities and instead follow her true calling. She implemented my suggestions right away and was able to finally land a fulfilling opportunity within just a few short weeks. Not only within just a few short weeks, but 100% aligned with her skills, talents, gifts, and desires. I would love for this to be your experience too. So can you talk a little bit about what was a great result from you as a part of this program that you wouldn't have been able to necessarily achieve as quickly if you were to perform these strategies, try to figure them out on your own?
Yes, so as a result of this program, I don't think I would have been able to land the position that I am in now, and that is within HR as a recruiter. And I was able to connect with awesome people on LinkedIn. I was able to follow a particular format when connecting with people so they understood that I was serious about what I wanted and I had an end goal. And now in this position, I'm able to touch other people's lives and even just be what I want, a recruiter in this position. So I wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for this program, because a lot of it is networking. Networking is key, but also much more. How to lay out your resume, how to lay out your cover letter, what to do prior to an interview, what to do after an interview. And with these steps, I would have never been able to land this position, because many of these things I didn't know that you had to do to really land a job that you want. With this program, you get a job that you want, a career that you want, not something that you just have to sign on with or go with because it helps pay the bills, but you get that dream job or that dream career that you've actually been looking for and wanting for a very long time.
Now, as we understand ourselves, we understand now what lights us up. We understand what our values are. We understand our personality better. We're more self-aware. We need to learn how to sell ourselves to the potential manager. But how do we do this? How do we do this in a compelling way so that they can immediately see our worth and immediately see us as the best fit for the opportunity that they have available? Well, if you don't understand how to sell yourself, you're going to be unable to connect with those who are in a position to offer you an interview for a job opportunity with the desired company. How many times have you submitted resume after resume and you finally get the call? You finally get the call to come in and meet with management, only to be seen as you're not the right fit for this opportunity. When in fact, you are probably the best fit for this opportunity, but you were unable to sell yourself in a way to convey that message. You risk the chance of not being perceived as competent and highly skilled, even though you know that you are. And this position now gets given to the person less qualified than you. The person that's going to get on the job and perhaps scroll social media all day, where you would have gone above and beyond and actually maximize revenue. Do you want to be seen as that person that's not a mirror fit just because you can't articulate your value in a way that shows that you understand how to make the company progress? Now, there is an alarming unemployment rate right now. And because so many people have access to the internet, it is so easy for applicants to be overlooked. If you notice on social media, sometimes a position may be posted, and 2 hours later, after it's been posted, there are already 97 applicants for that one position. Do you want to be the person that submits your application? You're one of those 97 applicants. And by the end of the week, perhaps you're one of 500 applicants. And you need your resume and your application not to get lost in a sea of applications. How do you sell yourself? How do you get moved to the top of the stack? How do you get recognized by management so that you are seen as the qualified candidate that you are and asked immediately to come in for an interview out of 500 other potentially qualified applicants? Well, we're going to talk about how to get your application moved to the top. When you get this right, you are going to be able to move directly to the head of the line in consideration for the position. You're going to be considered for better opportunities that weren't even on the table. You're going to stand head and shoulders above everyone else who's applying. And you're going to immediately gain management's trust. And you're going to be seen as the prize status. We're going to talk about how to do this in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming to you. Because I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking, well, this all sounds great, but this probably requires a whole lot of time. Probably requires a whole lot of effort. It probably requires me to do things that maybe I'm not comfortable doing. Now, let me tell you about my all-star client, Jamila. I love sharing her story the most. Before Jamila started working with me, she lacked the confidence and strategy to articulate her value to employers. She feared having to settle for an undesirable salary, which would force her to live paycheck to paycheck like the rest of her peers. When she was offered a job of her dreams, she was actually running up against another candidate and feared that she might get rejected and the job be given to him because she was asking for too much. However, to her surprise, she simply implemented a 2-minute pitch that I taught her to showcase her value and her transferable skills and immediately won them over. She received $8,000 more than the initial offer. This can be your experience too, and I would love to help you get there. Take a listen.
Can you talk a little bit about what you were feeling like when you were in the midst of almost receiving a job offer and they gave you a number that was like, I'm not working for that salary. And you and I had some conversations with each other. We talked a little bit about what to say in order to showcase your value, in order to ask for a larger salary. So can you talk a little bit about that process, particularly being a female? A lot of females that I communicate with say that, well, I would like to ask for more, but how do I do it? And how do I do it in a way that doesn't sound like I just need some more money so that I could buy some more cute shoes or go on some more nice vacations? So talk a little bit about that process. What was that like for you?
It was pretty simple and easy to grasp what you conveyed to me. As much as I feel like I think the whole issue is just that it's not normalized for many to pursue more than what they're offered. So if you go, you get that job offer, like, okay, well, you was already searching for a job for so long anyway, so just take it. And I mean, I knew from the time I got the first number, I was like, okay, that's not it. I did not feel like it was commensurate with what the job's specifications had in it. So I was like, okay, I'll definitely talk with Ebonie about it afterwards and see, what we can work up. And then, you really laid it out as to, the whole idea behind it was to just convey to the employer what value I was bringing to the table. And, not to be narcissistic or anything like that, but I do think I added a lot more value. I do think I had a lot to offer as far, not just with credentials alone. I mean, having 3 degrees is like a lot.
Right.
But the actual skills as well. It needed to be commensurate with my salary. I really feel like, I just needed to be rewarded for all that work that they were expecting me to undertake. And you really helped me to put that into perspective and how to convey to the employer in a way that is polite and coherent that, listen, if you're asking for this much work, if this is what you require from your employee, then the salary is going to be commensurate with what you want from them. Because, in the coding, like the job specs itself, there were a lot of rules in there. So you just had to point that out. And I think when you're able to point out to the employer that you know your value, it's hard for them to fight you on that, and you really encouraged me to do that in a way that was diplomatic, that was polite, but still assertive enough. And it worked. It worked. When I got my second offer, which was $8,000 more, it was like, well, okay, we'll go for this one.
Well, I'm here to tell you today that if you understand how to flip the script and ask for these interviews in a way that feels less threatening than some of the other strategies that you've seen online, You're going to be able to secure these jobs much quicker than your competition and do it in a way that feels comfortable and good to you. Now, if you don't know how to flip the script correctly and frame conversations in a way that boosts you to the top of the stack, you're going to leave the interview feeling drained. You're going to feel like you didn't perform well, and you're going to feel like you failed to make a lasting impression. You're not going to feel prepared for what's necessary for your professional development to advance quickly and create a greater impact in your industry. You're not going to be seen as the highly skilled and communicative leader that you are. Instead, you're going to be seen as weak and awkward. And you're probably not going to come across as a strong team player. There's going to be a void in the application process that makes hiring managers feel uneasy or even suspicious of you. And they're going to erroneously think less of you because you really didn't have much to say. You're going to feel like maybe my communication skills were off. Maybe they don't respect me for the knowledge that I've obtained during my degree program. Maybe they feel like it's less than people with 10 years of experience. And then after you leave that interview, you're going to kick rocks all the way home with your head held down, wondering, what on earth should I be saying to these people so that they can see my worth and see my value, and so that I don't continuously feel stuck? But it's not your fault, and it doesn't need to be that way. If you get this process right, you are going to quickly establish key relationships with key decision makers. And you're going to be able to land these opportunities that are not even advertised to the general public. You are going to be aware of future career opportunities before they're even posted to the public. And you're going to be seen as a confident and competent person that you are. And not only that, but you're going to make yourself immediately memorable. How many times have you had multiple conversations with people at a networking event, for example, and by the time you left that event and you went home, you didn't even remember half of the people's names that you saw? Do you want to be one of those people where they say, who was she and who was she about again? Or do you want to be the person that's immediately memorable for months and years after you've even left their interview office? Now, let me tell you a little bit about Sartavia's experience. I share this story with so many women, particularly ones with a family, and they totally relate. Before Sartavia and I decided to work together, she was going to bed worried each night that she and her toddler would soon be evicted from her home, and she would have to be financially dependent on family members to make ends meet. She applied for unemployment and food assistance, and she never even received it because of the enormous unemployment rate and the long list of applicants in front of her to receive the same assistance. Fortunately, she decided to take a leap of faith and invest in herself and work with me. She immediately took action and implemented the resume and interviewing strategies that I taught her. And she not only received an interview within 1 week, but a new job offer within 3 weeks. She absolutely loved this opportunity. And the best part is, she no longer needed to depend on neither her family nor government assistance. And now she's happy with her results. You can achieve results if you take immediate, proactive steps into your next level. I wish this to be your success. Take a listen.
Tell us a little bit about some of the strategies that you learned in the program that you feel like if you hadn't learned those strategies, you would not have been able to obtain a more fulfilling opportunity for yourself.
I think the top two strategies were the resume building like workshop, because I was taught how to use the keywords from the job description that I wanted, and like trying to like integrate those into the resume that I already had. I think that's the thing that a lot of people get kind of like confused by is, oh, I made my resume, like this is it. But it's an ever-changing thing because you're always growing and learning new things. So instead of looking at the resume as like a solid, like unchanging item, like you should constantly be tailoring it to what you're trying to hit next. And then the other one was the mock interviews, because I've always been pretty confident in my interviewing abilities, but I hadn't done it in so long. I'd been at my job for like over a year, you know, so it was
Right.
a little rusty. So being able to go back into it and just try with someone who's been a part of the hiring process was reassuring.
Now, many people feel like if I could just get my resume looked at, I can secure an interview. But how exactly do you get your resume looked at? When you don't get this right, you will be overlooked by automated resume software system scanning programs, even if you are qualified for the position. You're not going to know which type of resume is most effective for different industries, and you're not going to be able to highlight skills effectively as a mirror fit, even if it reaches the human eye for you to be considered for a job interview. You're not going to understand how to bypass not having relevant post-grad years of experience for the position, even though you are well qualified. How many times have you looked at a job advertisement and they will say, we're looking for someone with 3 to 10 years of experience? And you know that you don't have 3 to 10 years of post-grad experience. However, you are fully qualified. How are you going to be able to convey that message when you don't have an effective bulletproof resume? However, if you learn the techniques to get this right, you are going to have a resume reviewed and higher chances of being selected for an interview, whether it's reviewed by an automated resume software system or manually for every desired position that you apply for. And finally, when you get that desired interview, you want to be able to be memorable in a way that is positive. You don't want to be memorable in a way where they say, remember they came in with the wrinkled up shirt, mismatched shoes, purse didn't match, hair was sticking out on the side. You don't want to be remembered in a negative way. You want to be unforgettable and memorable in a positive way. However, if you don't get this right, when you're invited in for an interview, you're not going to be able to articulate what you have to offer so that you're selected for the next stage of the interview process and the job offer. Many times, companies have multiple interview processes. You want to be selected for every stage of the interview process leading up to the job offer. You want to be able to quickly develop rapport. If you don't understand how to become unforgettable, you're not going to be able to build that quick rapport that is necessary to be considered for this opportunity or any future employment opportunities. You're going to melt away into this sea of other prospects, never to hear from the company ever again. You're going to keep calling to find out the status of the new hire and getting told that they'll call you and let you know. You're going to be seen as boring, bland, unoriginal, and therefore less desirable. Can you just remember times when you felt like that in the past? How did you feel? How did you feel being seen as less desirable, less competent, lacking skill? When in fact, you were probably the best fit for that opportunity. However, if you understand how to be shown as being unforgettable, you're going to be memorable long after the interview has occurred for current and future opportunities. The hiring manager may even cancel the rest of the appointments for the day, just so that they can encounter the experience with you, to understand your value and how you can bring results to the company. You're going to be memorable so much that they're going to be sure to call you to secure employment for fear that you're going to be gobbled up by some other company. They will want you on their team for not only your talent, but your positive influence that you're going to make on the company. And they're going to clearly see that you are valuable and stand in appreciation for what you have to offer, because only you can deliver that particular expertise in the way that you do it and in a way that's going to benefit the company for years on out. Now, finally, after you've received this amazing opportunity, there's going to be a time in your career where you're going to want to move up the corporate ladder, because we're on earth to grow, and we're on earth to grow amongst our peers successfully. How do you shine online so that you can create opportunities for yourself that perhaps you weren't even looking for? If you don't understand how to create an impactful online presence so that you are sought after, you're not going to be taken seriously by potential recruiters or hiring managers, which is going to limit new job and promotion opportunities. Again, we're here to grow. You want to be promoted. You want to be seen for your worth and recognized on a higher level as you grow as an individual. If you get this wrong, you also won't be able to be up to date on new networking and professional development opportunities. And you'll be seen as the quote unquote weekend warrior, drunken hellbound that you've been in your teens, when really you're a purpose-driven, amazing career woman. And your unconscious incompetence is going to limit the opportunities for them to initiate follow-up conversations with you. And you're just going to be left in the dust. However, if you can shine online with the strategies that we teach you, you're going to be memorable long after the interview has occurred for current and future opportunities. And you're not going to have to constantly manually locate new job opportunities, taking time away from your social life and your other responsibilities. And you'll consistently be taken seriously by potential recruiters or hiring managers and have more opportunities than you even thought would come your way. You're going to be able to be discovered by recruiters for desired jobs with the proprietary information and knowledge that you've gained over the years, providing you with 8 times more opportunities. And your peers are going to say, how is it that these opportunities keep falling into your lap effortlessly? What is your experience with shining online? Do you tend to be more reserved, or do you tend to be someone that doesn't mind shining bright? Well, I worked with a female named Kelsey that was extremely introverted. She didn't know how to convey her worth to someone that was brand new to her. She was the type of person that always wanted for people to accost her before she engaged them in conversation. However, Through working together, she soon discovered that there was an easier way to make connections where she didn't have to be overly harsh, overly assertive, and be able to land opportunities when she wasn't even looking for them. Take a little read through Kelsey's description here and see if any of this sounds like you. Are you someone that tends to network very effectively with people that you know? However, you become a little bit more reclusive when you're accosted by people that you don't know. Similarly, I worked with a female named Ivy. Now, Ivy is extremely articulate in a one-on-one setting. However, sometimes she's not quite confident with relaying her message to people online. So we took a little bit of time, we freshened up her online presence, and guess what? She's continuing to land opportunities even with being in a fulfilling job to this day. Can you imagine opportunities falling into your lap and you weren't even looking for them? And now you have more options than you ever had before. Well, this can be your reality if you just decide today that you are worth it. And you are. So what's next? You have a choice. You have a choice to move beyond where you are right now, stuck, unfulfilled, choosing dead end, unfulfilling jobs, looking for the right fit, looking for what the best fit opportunity is when all of your peers seem to be progressing ahead of you, and finding something that is fulfilling, meaningful, purposeful, where you can wake up every morning and feel like this is it. Without our help, female college graduates continuously struggle with securing aligned, fulfilling opportunities, and they continuously choose dead-end, unfulfilling jobs. In all honesty, this makes their life unnecessarily difficult because they always feel stagnant, bored, and they consistently witness others who are less qualified and consistently being selected for positions that they are fully capable of doing a better job. And without our help in aligning your values, goals, desires, needs, and long-term goals with the current hiring trends, you're going to be consistently unable to position yourself to a brighter career future without the frustration and overwhelm that often resides with choosing career opportunities that are just simply the wrong fit. But we don't work with everyone. We absolutely reject ladies who don't take quick and decisive action and full responsibility for their own success. Now, the work we do together attributes to your career success. However, without your full cooperation and implementation of all we have to offer, your chances of success are significantly diminished. We only work with ladies who are open to feedback, engaging dialogue, and are willing to build quality relationships with other professionals, particularly within your industry. You're going to take proactive stances in implementing what is taught so that you can increase the likelihood of earning fulfilling careers matched with your values, goals, desires, needs, and long-term goals. So today, I invite you to have a conversation. Have a conversation of where you currently are stuck. And let's talk about ways to get you into that career of your dreams. I clearly remember the best part of my day was the time that I could clock out of the office so that I could go home to be with my family, but then I had to do it all over again the next day. And the best part of my day, aside from that, was the cute outfit that I got to wear to the office that I purchased the weekend before, just so I could look cute and sit at my desk doing meaningless work. I live for the weekends. I live for holidays. I live for vacations. I wasted areas of my life where I could have been doing exactly what lights me up, exactly what will pay me my worth, and doing it in a way where I expand my network, where I'm able to consistently collaborate with other women who are on par with my vision of being an influential, purpose-driven woman on this earth. I want the same for you. And so today I invite you to go to success.simplicityhealthstyle.com/apply so that you and I can have a conversation. I can get to know you a little bit better. I can get to know your insights, look at where you're stuck, and move you from where you currently are, bored, stagnant, frustrated, into a career opportunity that's going to be fulfilling, aligned with who you are, what your values are, and the purpose that you serve on this earth. I can't wait to have a conversation with you. I can't wait to see where this leads you. And I can't wait for others to wonder, how on earth did she move from 0.0 to 0.100% fulfilled in such a short time span? Thank you so much for being here today, and I'm excited to see your growth.